Well, hello, guys, and welcome to this James Webb Telescope stream. Where on the YouTube channel of NASA, they're gonna stream the reveals of the first images. Late last year on December, we did a stream where they launched the telescope. That was really cool. And I said that during summer they will, during the whole 6 months of the travel and instrument proceeds and test and stuff, they were gonna do it through these 6 months. And finally we have the first data collected. So yeah, they're gonna be showing a few stuff, I guess. Now, I'm really surprised. I didn't know. Yesterday, they already revealed first image, which has been like super trendy, super. Everyone's talking about it, and it's really mind-blowing, to be honest. And I guess you guys saw the image already. But yeah, it's literally what I expected. But still, it's seeing it like it's one thing. Like one thing is like thinking about it, and the other thing is just seeing it, and it's like it's crazy. I have a few videos here before the stream starts. The stream is gonna start in around 20 minutes. So, for example, this is from July 8th, 4 days ago. This is from NASA stream. There you go. Let's watch this video. I haven't watched any videos. All the videos I'm gonna show, I haven't watched them. I just searched them to watch them now.
Ready to showcase the Webb Space Telescope's first full-color images, back in touch with the spacecraft on an important mission to the moon, and our Artemis 1 moon rocket and spacecraft move a step closer to launch. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA. The much-anticipated release of the James Webb Space Telescope's first full-color images and spectroscopic data is targeted for July 12th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time during a live broadcast from our Goddard Space Flight Center. That show will be available on NASA TV, the NASA app, the agency's website, and various social media platforms. As each image is released, it will simultaneously be posted to social media and to our website at nasa.gov/Webb First Images. These first images will demonstrate Webb at its full power, ready to begin its mission to unfold the infrared universe.
Nice.
After experiencing post-launch communications issues on July 4th, teams for our Cislunar Autonomous Positioning System Technology
this is a different mission,
and
but still
Navigation
interesting.
Experiment, or CAPSTONE mission, have re-established contact with the spacecraft. The team has determined that an improperly formatted command sent to the spacecraft's radio caused the issues. Data received from the spacecraft indicate that it is in good health and it operated safely on its own while it was out of contact with Earth. As originally planned, the CAPSTONE is still expected to arrive to its lunar orbit later this year on November 13th. The mission will test a unique elliptical lunar orbit for Gateway, a moon-orbiting outpost that is part of our Artemis program. On July 2nd, the Space Launch System, or SLS rocket, and Orion spacecraft for our uncrewed Artemis 1 mission completed the 4-mile journey from Launch Pad 39B to the Vehicle Assembly Building at the Kennedy Space Center. In the coming weeks, teams will make repairs and perform checkouts and activities before returning SLS and Orion to the pad. Currently targeted for launch no earlier than August 2022, the Artemis 1 flight test to the moon will allow NASA to check out rocket and spacecraft systems before astronauts fly to the moon on Artemis 2. Engineers recently completed the first fully integrated power testing of the tropospheric emissions, monitoring of pollution, or TEMPO instrument on the Intelsat IS-40E satellite. TEMPO is currently targeted to launch in January 2023. From its geostationary orbit, it will take air quality observations at an unprecedented spatial resolution. Its measurements will reach from Puerto Rico and Mexico to northern Canada and from the Atlantic to the Pacific, encompassing the entire lower 48 states of the U.S.
We are not very interested
After analyzing
in this.
data
Let's see a different video. This is the first image from the James Webb Space Telescope by the channel Scientific American. It is 11 minutes. I am scared this starts before. Well, this is the stream we're gonna watch, by the way, on the NASA channel. This is gonna be in around 10-20 minutes. Yeah, let's watch the trailer for it.
We have uncovered wonders undreamt by our ancestors who first speculated on the nature of those wandering lights in the night sky. We've crossed the solar system and sent ships to the stars. But we continue to search. We can't help it. A central element of the human future lies far beyond the Earth.
Oh, shit. I think they already did this. They already seen this, I think. Yeah, this was a trailer for the James Webb, like, even 6 months ago, I think. But it's still cool to see. Ogres.
If we crave some cosmic purpose, then let us find ourselves a worthy goal.
Ianson. Okay. Let's see. If I go here, right? NASA. And then upcoming. So yeah, it says right here, 20 minutes. Counting down, boys. 20 minutes. We have time to watch this video. This is a video from today, early today. This was posted a few hours ago. And they're talking about the first image they released yesterday, which I was talking about. And let's see what they say about.
This is the picture we've all been waiting for. The deepest image of the cosmos ever captured. Humanity has never seen so far back and so clearly into the depths of the universe's history. The multitudes of nameless galaxies you see here emitted their light more than 13 billion years ago, mere cosmic moments after the Big Bang. This one image, and the countless others to come, has been the result of more than 2 decades of focused efforts by some of the world's greatest scientists and engineers. From concept to construction and testing, from launch to deployment and commissioning in the frigid depths of space, from opening its new eyes on the cosmos to gathering and processing the data to ensure it sees more clearly than ever before.
30 years from now, when we look back at the most amazing science from Webb, half of it's going to be what we plan to do, but half of it's going to be some really fascinating science that we haven't even yet thought of.
Those are just the first images. Think about the many years of images and other things we're going to learn with this telescope about potentially habitable planets. We're going to learn a lot of that over time, not just the first images. And I can't get my head around what it might be.
Our time machine is the James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST, a one-of-a-kind observatory built to unveil how the universe first began to shine, and much, much more.
The first year of Webb science is going to be very exciting. The programs that we have been planning for 20 years, most of them will be executed during this first year to see the first light in the universe, the first galaxies that formed. We will probe the atmospheres of planets around other stars. We will get our first look at the surface chemistry of objects in our solar system that are just too faint for our current telescopes to see. The science is going to flow, and it will be amazing.
It's the largest, most ambitious space telescope ever made, and promises to produce some of the most incredible discoveries of our lifetime and beyond.
The Big Bang happened 13.8 billion years ago. And then the Hubble sees back to roughly 13.5 billion years. But they see all these galaxies. How did you go from nothing to galaxies? Something must have happened. But we can't see into that period. It's designed to peer into a part of the universe we have never seen before, the so-called Dark Ages, when everything must have happened, when the first galaxies came into existence, the first stars came into life.
Okay, pause. Do you see the Big Bang where they show, my camera is kind of in the middle, so they show the Big Bang, right?
Black holes appeared.
And and I know this is like a animation recreation, right? Whatever. Bro, why are you showing kind of like mini galaxies pictures?
Over time,
like, as galaxies came into existence,
is what I mean?
For stars came in.
There's not even stars there. So yeah, the time range for me is a bit weird, because if we're detecting 13 billion years old galaxies, and the Big Bang was 13.5 or whatever, right? In that 0.5, do you have time to form the galaxies? Like, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm very ignorant about this. But yeah.
Into life, the first black holes appeared.
Over time, as the space-time continuum stretched with the
almost all the galaxies
have
have black holes in the middle, right? So
the light itself was stretched.
So they attract the old stars around and then make the galaxy, probably.
And it's been on its way for 13.5 billion years.
Which is why it had to be infrared, because it had to push beyond what the Hubble Space Telescope could see.
Traditional telescopes have mirrors and lenses and things, and they're encased in tubes. The tubes radiate warmth. Any structure you have is by nature warm, just because sunlight falling on it warms it up.
If it's warm, it gives off its own heat. Well, for an infrared telescope, we have to sort of switch off that light of the telescope, and we do that by cooling it all the way down to this minus 380 degrees Fahrenheit. So the telescope vanishes.
Those considerations are what drove us to have this exposed mirror and spindly secondary and giant sun shields. All of that is designed to keep the telescope and its mirrors as cold as possible.
We can actually detect the heat of a bumblebee if it was flying around on the surface of the moon. But that's how sensitive this telescope is, as long as we can get the telescope itself cooled all the way down to this minus 380 degrees, to this cryogenic temperature.
I have to admit, my early days, I laughed a lot because we didn't know how to do this. So those early days were really just figuring out what technologies needed to be invented, what didn't exist at the time, and then laying those out in a systematic fashion of how do we go from this doesn't exist to this does exist.
JWST's starlight-catching 6.5 meters segmented mirror is more than the observatory's eye. The mirror is really its heart, the most vital, central part that gives life to the whole. Nothing quite like it has ever been made before or is likely to be made again. In both form and function, it is not so much a mirror as it is a monument to the great things humans can do when we come together in pursuit of pure discovery.
B is the first.
When you think of the level of precision that's in this entire thing, it did not want to exist, and it really took sheer will. That's been a real privilege for me, is to be able to watch, some incredibly talented people just pour their entire energy into this and almost will it into being.
There are actuators on each segment that can shift its position and curvature by millimeters, all the way down to a few thousandths the width of a human hair. Altogether, they will ensure the 18 primary segments are aligned as though they're a single monolithic mirror.
You what, mate?
It's essentially like having 18 separate telescopes, because the 18 segments are initially pointing in different directions. They all share a secondary mirror, but each of the segments is a unique eye on the sky. These mirrors are complicated. Each primary mirror segment has 7 actuators. 6 of them move the segment as a rigid body, tipping and tilting, moving forward and back, even slightly rotating, giving each segment 6 degrees of freedom.
Wow.
This mirror had to be so smooth, if you stretch the whole mirror out across the Atlantic, you could have no wave bigger than roughly 3/4 of an inch. So that's how smooth this had to be. But it had to be that smooth at minus 380 degrees Fahrenheit, not room temperature. Every material bends and twists when you take it from room temperature and you cool it all the way down to this incredibly cold cryogenic temperature, as we call it. So the only way we could do this is each segment, we actually had to polish it incorrectly.
Oh my God. Imagine having this job.
Perfectly at room temperature.
Oh, cool.
We cooled it all the way down. It would then bend and twist. We'd measure all those bends and twists very carefully, warm it back up, and then polish in all those errors. So then when it cooled down again, it cooled to exactly the right shape. That turned out to be quite a tough thing to do, and we had to have this big test chamber built, especially in the Marshall Space Flight Center. We had to have the right material that it would actually predictably bend back to the right shape. You know, and that was called cryo-polishing, which it actually meant was we have to polish it wrong, but perfectly wrong, so when it cools, it bent back to exactly the right shape. So when we put all these segments together, and then we used electronics and actuators to line it up, we could get this incredibly smooth 6-meter primary that will give us the image quality we're looking for.
Imagine working there, like
JWST
having billions of
and more
dollars
clearly into the past than any observatory that has come before. Yet it is really a facility for the future. It will be an engine of discovery for the next generation of scientists, opening new windows.
We watched this live.
Everything nominal is my new favorite word. That's what I kept saying. Every time they said nominal, I said yes, yes to myself. Oh.
I suspect they're going to come up with some questions that we haven't even thought to ask yet.
We have set this foundation, but it's actually going to be others who are going to carry the science forward now.
Oh, whoa! There it is.
I had this whole social media
oh my gosh, look at all the stuff
reaction
up.
thing, but whatever.
JWST may find the first evidence that just as life arose here, it did out there too. Could one telescope rewrite every chapter of our textbooks about the universe? It's time to find out.
Oh, I think it's going to change the way we see the universe dramatically. No question about that. A lot of the science and I think the discoveries that come are going to be things we haven't even thought about yet.
The folks like me who have been working on this program for decades, our time is designed to span the full suite of science capabilities.
When do black holes form? What happens when black holes form in the centers of galaxies? How do those black holes interact with the gas and the stars in those galaxies? How does that change the galaxy? How does it change the black hole? How does that alter how light gets out and radiates the rest of the universe?
There will be science related to exoplanets and looking at some of the nearest and brightest exoplanets to try to probe the atmospheres of those exoplanets.
When we first found exoplanets, we assumed they would all look like the Earth or like our solar system. What we discovered, no. All those exoplanets come from a whole wide variety of different solar systems, huge diversity, far more than our original models told us were possible.
And there will be observations within our solar system as well, looking at the Great Red Spot of Jupiter, looking at distant Kuiper Belt objects to figure out what their surface chemistry is. All of that science is all going to happen in the first year of Webb's operations. It's going to be really exciting.
Get ready,
Piercing the
bro.
darkness
The next
to
year
reveal
is
the very first
many
light is
cool
only the beginning.
discoveries are gonna be
dollars
published.
and lifetimes of work have brought us to this historic moment.
It's crazy.
As the science of JWST
What a time we live
begins.
on.
But all this is only the very first step on a journey of discovery that will take us from the first
And this
rays of
picture is
cosmic
just-
dawn to the very ends of the universe.
Just put Jurassic Park.
What mysteries and treasures await us along the way in the untold depths of the sky? We're about to find out.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that picture in like a very high resolution to put it on the stream. Let me see. James, wait. Let me also check the stream. How long until it starts? 7 minutes. Okay, 7 minutes. Let me see. First image. Well, I found it on the, yeah, this is really high quality. This is from NASA's website, and it's really a big picture image. How heavy is this? I guess I can like okay. I can drag it around. Let's put it like here. No, this one, the other one. Sorry. There you go. So yeah, this is the first picture. So let me put it like stretch to screen, right? Ugh, that looks ugly. Wait. Yeah, it's more like vertical. Let me reset the. Let's not stretch it. Reset. Yeah. Let me do this. So big. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is a picture. It's more like vertical. I guess I could turn around, but whatever. So yeah, this is like the furthest we've ever seen into the universe. And even looking further, you can even see like small, like close up, like closer galaxies, or maybe bigger. Who knows? And then even smaller and smaller and smaller. It's like, and this whole picture, think about this, okay? This whole picture is the size. Imagine you're on the night, you're looking at the night sky, right? And you are looking to a grain of sand. That is the size the James Webb was looking into space. It was looking at a like 1 millimeter thing, even less. And you look at that grain of sand and you see all this looking into the distance. Like, how crazy is that shit? Right? And then yeah, no, like, let's see, you could even zoom. You could zoom. Let's say you cannot see my mouse, but do you see the middle top very shiny? So let's look at the very shiny, right? And then let's say below that, like right below it, there's a few dots of light, right? There's small dots. Imagine you could zoom into that and you could even see this again, and then again and again, and like, what I'm trying to say is, first at the beginning of our existence, we thought Earth was like the center, right? And the sun, blah, blah, right? And then we saw, no, the other stars are other suns with other planets, right? And then we got with the Hubble, like the astronomer, it was like, no, there is even more galaxies. Is it that crazy to think we went from one star to many stars, from many stars to a galaxy, to a galaxy, to a galaxy, to like millions of galaxies? Is it that crazy to think one day we'll be able to see so far, that we look that far and we see a small dot, and we zoom into that small dot, and that small dot is actually a different universe? Is it that crazy to think? And then you see many small dots very far, and each one of them is a different universe. I'm not sure if this picture confirms it, because I was looking something to show now on this stream, right? And I was like, James Webb first image confirms Stephen Hawking's multiverse theory. So I'm not sure how literal is that. Like, let me search. Like, I don't think that's confirmed. That would have been too much, but yeah. Anyways, let's see. What is the stream? Where is the stream? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay. So yeah, this is a picture. You can search it on the NASA's website very easily. You can find it. You just like count, guys. And remember, this is a grain of salt. Now, how many grams of salt could you see on the night sky? And then multiply, and then brain explodes. Like, we are not even capable of imagining such things, I think. But yeah. Let's remove this for now. And yep, here's the stream. 720. What is this? NASA, why you scam me? Why do you scam me, NASA? 720. I guess it's gonna increase later on. Maybe not. Oh my god. Wait. I need to refresh because we are behind. What? Bro, the stream from the website is, the countdown is 2:13, 2:12, 2:11. Then this one on YouTube is like behind 10 seconds. It's fine though. Oh my god. We went even further back. Whatever. Why is it lagging? Why is it lagging? NASA, get your shit together. You launching telescope to space so you can do a live stream? What is this? I wonder. They're not gonna do. They're not gonna do Twitch. Damn it. Well, we will watch it here. Whatever. But I don't know if I should move my camera or what. I'm gonna put it here and smaller. We do smaller for this kind of streams. I need to see my face. Okay, 1 minute, boys. I guess they're gonna start with like an introduction. I wanted to show a different video of like the telescope, different instruments, but maybe at the end of the stream. Bro, why is it lagging? What is this? Bro. This is literally the official NASA's channel, by the way. 30 seconds, let's go. Bro. Copyright. DMCA, boom. Oh, I hope it's just this animation. Copium. This stream is gonna be very good quality and it's smooth. Copium. It's coming up. It's there is no more count. Oh, let's go. Oh shit.
Skywatchers, this is it. This is the day we get the first science images back from the James Webb Space Telescope, and you've got a front row seat to the cosmos.
Please don't make it too cringe, please. I love that lady though. We saw her on the launch. It was so like, oh my.
I'm Michelle Thaler, your host for what can only be described as a celebration for everyone on Earth. So think about this. Light from the earliest days of the universe has been traveling for billions of years. Just over the last few weeks,
NASA has potato PC.
That sees the universe
720.
And today we share the very first results. So longtime space fans are going to know who this is. This is Dr. John Mather. He's the senior project scientist for the Webb telescope and a Nobel Prize winner. And John, I couldn't be happier to be here with you today.
Thank you. It's a thrill to be here for this very special day.
How are you feeling?
I am thrilled and I'm relieved because you know when you start something this big, you know there's always a possibility it might not work. It did work. We are so proud.
And you've been on this project for a very long time, right?
Yeah, started in 1995. We had just finished measuring the Big Bang. We measured it with the Cosmic Background Explorer satellite that we built right here at Goddard. And we measured the spectrum. We measured there are hot and cold spots in the Big Bang. So we said, now we know it all, how it all got started. But then what happened after that? So then I got a call from NASA headquarters. Would I like to work on this new telescope that's going to help answer those questions? What happened after the Big Bang? How did the galaxies grow? How did the first black holes grow? what happened all the way from there to here. So this is our time machine, and
it's not me, guys. It's the NASA stream, okay?
That we got a chance to do it.
But at least the audio is good.
Saying, this is kind of amazing that after you win the Nobel Prize, you thought that this mission was the most important thing to work on.
Absolutely, it's the next question. After you know how it started, what happened then? And suddenly we now have the technology to do it. We didn't have 50 years ago. We didn't have the technology 25 years ago, even when we started this. We had to invent things along the way, so we did that. And here it is.
Well, thank you. We'll be back to you in just a moment. So at the moment, we're going to talk about the way that Webb is a completely new way to explore the universe. So today, the mission releases its first science images and gives wings to the dreams of so many people who worked so hard for so long to make this possible.
Now, they say images in plural, so I guess they're going to show more than the one they showed yesterday?
Observatory ever put into space. It's the product of thousands of people working for more than 2 decades. This is a mission that's singularly focused on the biggest questions in science. So the following phrase is often used too easily, but today actually does mark the dawn of a new era. Today, the Webb mission is open for scientific business, and this is just the beginning. The best is yet to come. So, John, one of the things you told me about is that you really want to make sure there are some people that get thanked, people that put a huge amount of effort into this.
Absolutely. Our current project manager, Bill Oakes, took the project from a time of trouble when we didn't exactly know how we were going to get this to work, and got it all the way to the end. Here it is working, and it's because of Bill made this worldwide team, 20,000 people around the world were involved in making this thing all work, and Bill has been there every day making sure that it would happen. So,
how many people are watching this?
Another special person is Senator Barbara Mikulski. She saved our telescope, and she saved the telescope before us. She made sure after the Hubble telescope was launched and it was not in focus that we would go up and fix it. She made sure that happened. When the Webb telescope needed more resources, she made sure we could get that. So, Barbara, we thank you.
Well, it is such an honor to be with you, Jay. I mean, it's been a pleasure to be working with you through this whole thing. Thank you so much. Congratulations, and go Webb.
Thank you.
So this broadcast, much like every part of this mission, is a partnership. On our journey to explore distant places in space, we've been joined by intrepid travelers from around the globe. We have so many extraordinary collaborators. So let's check in with our partners who will be sharing the stage with us today as we reveal Webb's 5 first science images. From the European Space Agency, I'm joined by Katie Haswell in Darmstadt, Germany. Katie.
Bro.
I see Katie in the background there.
Oh my God.
Also joining us from the Canadian Space Agency in Montreal, we have Natalie Willette and Sarah Gallagher. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
I see Katie in the background there. See the waving too. And so naturally, we're also going to be visiting the nerve center of this mission, the Space Telescope Science Institute on the campus of Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. And there we have Alex Lockwood and Carl Gordon, and they're going to give us updates and more. Good morning. Great. So we'll be back with our international partners shortly, where they'll each reveal one of the new images. But today we're also going to be joined by millions of science fans from around the world. Many are gathered at watch parties just for this event. So here we are really going international. So I'm beginning with Bhopal, India. Do we have a signal from Bhopal? Yes. Excellent. Welcome to NASA. Hello, everybody there. Wonderful to be talking to you today, all the way in India. We'll be back to them later, yes? Great to wave to you. Hi.
What the hell?
And we also have a warm welcome now in Portland, Oregon. So we have the feed from Portland. A bit dark, but I see everybody there. Hello,
NASA,
Portland.
you need some... Bro, I have seen streamers with better quality than you guys.
Milan, Italy. So afternoon in Italy, do we have the feed from Italy?
Yeah, they're gonna connect with me soon, guys. They're gonna be like, "Yo, we have quiz on live."
And next, we're gonna go to Rutland, Vermont.
Guys,
so
be ready to use.
Hello, Vermont.
Wait.
Hi, I'm ready.
Hey, that's
nice
us. Hey,
what's up? Yeah.
I'm sitting there.
Okay, going even a little bit further afield, we have Netanya, Israel. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Israel. Hey, really nice to see you guys. Okay, and just one more for now. I see people like giving me hugs. Okay, we also have Vancouver.
Oh,
Canada.
shit.
Hey, Vancouver.
Bro.
Hi. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful to have all.
I've seen more people watching Morgus
so right across from the
in
campus
this.
From me, there's also a
place.
huge watch party
Not really.
taking place
That's a lie.
with members of the Webb team. So the wonderful thing is that they actually are people that have worked on the mission.
Cameraman.
Part of our NASA fund.
Are you okay?
They have this family. So hello, Webb team.
Bro. It's like...
There they are. Yes. A lot of people I recognize there. So
NASA God? What the hell?
Personally, and also to all of us at NASA, that the universe belongs to everyone. And we are thrilled to share this day with fans
Doesn't
everywhere
belong to
around
anyone.
the world. We'll say hello to some more later in our broadcast. So now it's time to start the main event. What you'll see over the next hour will be a collection of images newly processed by the Webb science team. Only a tiny handful of experts have seen the images so far.
Whoa. Deep field, exoplanets, stellar death, galaxies still at birth.
Each image in turn in real time.
Where are the quasars?
As soon as you see it on this broadcast, it will be available for download on the internet.
Okay.
On the screen below, you can see a timeline showing where we are in the show and what's coming up next.
Okay.
And by the end of the show, all 5 images will be available to everyone. So hopefully you can tell I'm excited.
This is like Twitch drops, but from NASA. Deep field. This is the one we already saw, though. Bro. Why is it so laggy? Bro, it's a pain to watch.
Okay, we're
watching a slideshow
right here at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center, Maryland, and we're just outside of Washington, D.C. NASA Goddard is home to the project office of the Webb telescope, and the observatory portion of the telescope, the mirrors and the science instruments, were integrated and tested here before launch. So for many of us, including myself, seeing Webb come together bit by bit right in front of our eyes was an emotional and very inspiring experience. So it's kind of like a part of us is out there with Webb right now.
Holy
a million
shit.
miles away, part of our hopes and dreams are out there.
He's so worried about her posture. Oh my god, you're lagging now? What the hell is this? Lag, rip. Oh my god, and it's gone. Stream froze. What the hell? Buffering. Bro, really?
Including myself.
Oh no.
Seeing Webb come together bit by bit right in front of our eyes.
Oh, the
an
stream
emotional,
died,
very
guys.
Inspiring experience. So it's kind of like a part of us was out there with Webb right now. A million miles away, part of our hopes and dreams are out there. So I'm...
Bro, how do you do that? There's gonna be more people talking about the lag in the stream than about the images. Not really, but a lot of people are gonna just leave. Look, it went from 90,000 to 42, like literally 50% of people left. Wow, it's crazy.
Ones we're seeing as they look about the time the sun and the earth formed. And then behind the cluster, we have...
Okay, so this is the deep field. This is the one we already saw.
The gravity of the cluster is distorting and warping our view of what's behind. And so there are these galaxies that look stretched and pulled, kind of like they've been magnified because they've been magnified by the gravity of the cluster, just like Einstein said they would. And, you know, it's really, there's so much detail here. We're seeing these galaxies in a way that we've never been able to see before. There's just a sharpness and a clarity we've never had. And so we can look at, if we zoom in on this image, and I encourage you as you grab this image at home, like zoom in. You can, you know, really zoom in and play around. There are galaxies here in which you're seeing individual clusters of stars forming, popping up just like popcorn. And then we also see in the background of this image, kind of littered like jewels all over the back of the image are these faint red galaxies. Now, that was what we built the telescope to do. The most distant of those are billions of years. We're seeing as they looked more than 13 billion years ago. And so galaxies like that one right there, this little red guy, you're like, okay, yep, what is that? Well, Webb got spectra to figure out what those galaxies are made of, and this is that one. We're seeing as it looked 13.1 billion years in the past, less than 1 billion years after the Big Bang. And we're seeing the elements of oxygen and hydrogen as well as neon. You know, this is how the oxygen in our bodies was made in stars, in galaxies, and we're seeing that process get started.
I want to give this a little context. So this is now the farthest away galaxy that we have this sort of detailed information about.
That we know what it's made of.
We know what it's made of.
Yes.
And this was not a long exposure for Webb.
No, the previous record holder, right, the Hubble Extreme Deep Field, was 2 weeks of continuous work with Hubble, and it was just imaging. With Webb, we took that image before breakfast. The amazing thing about Webb is the speed at which we can churn out discoveries. So everything that you're going to see here in this broadcast is a week, and we're going to be doing discoveries like this every week.
That is absolutely incredible, Jane. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been an honor to be working with you. Congratulations on all your hard work.
Science nerd orgasm.
So thank you, and I'll see you later on today, I hope. So
yes.
Enjoy the day. Thank you. Right. So from distant
what is the reaction of
to something a bit closer? It's a planet, but not one in our solar system. Remember that Earth and its sibling planets aren't the only show in the universe. When scientists and engineers started developing JWST, the search for exoplanets wasn't even part of the plan. That's changed. Exploring exoplanets is now a major component of the mission and the subject of our second big reveal of the day. I'm going to send it now to our friends Natalie Willette and Sarah Gallagher at the Canadian Space Agency in Montreal.
So again, I'm glad the audio doesn't cut off. Imagine if the audio was lagging too, like I will watch, but holy shit.
I guess we're having a little.
Oh my god. Oh no. This is so funny, like.
Okay.
Holy shit.
And I'm here to tell you.
Look at this. Oh my god. We have the most advanced technology ever.
We're now going over to Canada.
Oh my god. Look at this. This literally, this is gonna be the thumbnail for so many like videos.
We're all ready. Yeah. Okay, I apologize. We're having some trouble with the signal from Canada, but luckily for us, we have an exoplanet.
The signal from Canada.
Right here, just in case that
You're
happens.
having problems
so this is
with everything.
And she's,
okay, now it's working fine.
Scientist at NASA.
It's
and
working.
We're going to talk about this amazing result from a very hot planet. I understand about 1,000 light years away.
That's right. The exoplanet.
Bro, didn't they test it before? Like, oh, it works fine. You know, like, even I do that before I stream.
That it is about 1,000 light years away.
Bro, her microphone is so low.
Absolutely. So talk us through what this discovery is and why this is so significant.
Mm-hmm. Well, this reveal that you're going to see is going to show the first spectrum of an exoplanet as taken from the Webb telescope. And this is exciting because it covers infrared wavelengths of light that we have not had access to before. So we've been able to use other telescopes to explore exoplanet atmospheres in the infrared, but not to this level of detail. And this is just one sliver of data that Webb is providing us using the nearest instrument specifically.
And there's something about infrared that is actually particularly good for the spectrum. So in this case, what we're doing is we're actually going to take the light and break it up into a rainbow and look very, very carefully at how much color is coming in each part of the spectrum. So I believe we have that image, if we can put that up.
Okay, yes, I believe we're revealing the spectrum right here. So we now have our spectrum, and this is exactly what you're seeing. As you just described with spectroscopy, what we did was we observed a transit of an exoplanet. We observed the planet as it passed in front of the star. Now, mind you, this is not a direct image. This is an indirect image. So we've seen the effect of what happens when the planet and its atmosphere passes in front of the star. The starlight filters through the atmosphere, and then you can break that down into wavelengths of light.
The atmosphere is not that thick,
and you get a bunch of what looks like bumps and wiggles to some people, but it's actually full of information content. So you're actually seeing bumps and wiggles that indicate the presence of water vapor in the atmosphere of this exoplanet.
Just so you know, okay, now that it's buffering. Oh, never mind.
So we have the spectrum up here. Is there anything you'd like to highlight particularly?
Earth atmosphere thickness so is like if you have an onion, and it's the layer of an onion is like
what I just referred to as bumps and wiggles. But what you're seeing here is a telltale signature, the chemical fingerprint of water vapor in these atmospheres, in the atmosphere of this specific exoplanet. And the other thing we can tell actually is that there's evidence of clouds and hazes because the water features are not quite as large as we predicted. So we can take that and infer that there are presence of clouds and hazes.
Right. Now, one thing that we really want to make sure people understand is with this particular planet, this is a hot world. It's actually closer to its star than Mercury is to our sun. And so we're not looking at liquid water here. But we're looking instead at sort of steam, water vapor.
Yes, this is an exoplanet. It's about the size of Jupiter, about half the mass of Jupiter. It orbits around a sun-like star, but it does it every about 3.5 days. So it's extremely hot, extremely close in, nothing like our solar system planets. But that's okay, because what we're seeing is, again, the first exoplanet data from Webb, and this is just the beginning. We're going to start pushing down to further smaller planets and being able to take measurements just like this with the NIRS instrument that was built by the Canadian Space Agency, but also there's three other science instruments that will add to our knowledge in the infrared, as well as direct imaging.
Yeah, I want to watch a video about all the instruments they have, so we have an idea what the James Webb Telescope can do. It's not only about the pictures.
But we'll also be looking at planets
can do so many things.
Absolutely.
It's like a
We're going to have
multitasking
data from planets in our solar system, from Mars outward, as well as asteroids and comets. So stay tuned for a lot more to come.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you so much for telling us
Thank
about
you, Nicole.
the spectrum, and I'll be seeing you later on today.
Yeah.
So we have 3 more big image reveals, and with that, new and more exciting science. But first, let's take a look back at the journey.
So that was an
brought us to
image
this
reveal.
moment. Celebrations like this one are only possible with years of hard work from a cast of thousands. When a new mission is being built, even the most enthusiastic space fans only get to see dramatic moments in its life cycle, the news and images that come out of updates and press releases. But that doesn't really give you the sense of the huge effort that goes on behind the scenes every day. The plans, schedules, and organization to keep everything moving forward really happens, for the most part, out of people's gaze. Webb started as an idea that took root at NASA Goddard. It grew first into planning teams, research projects, schematics, requirements. Then it began the long journey to become real with the development of new technologies, cutting-edge engineering, and finally fabrication, putting it all together. Let's take a brief look back at the visionary journey to how we all got here today.
So today was the final closeout of the purge.
Okay, guys, I can hear Rupa, but
it's a pretty emotional moment to be in there and actually, closing it up for the very last time.
I've never seen such a disastrous
so that was the
before.
final operation, and once that fitting is closed out, there's no more touching of the vehicle. We're ready for launch.
The James Webb Space Telescope. Born from the desires of astronomers.
Bro, this is...
Achieved with newly invented technology.
The James Webb Telescope.
20 years of work.
The narration. So epic.
Humanity has unlimited questions about our universe. Engineering a way to investigate them requires enormous creativity.
Webb has been a trade-off between engineering performance, what the astronomers want, risk.
Oh, those are different models that implant.
We
This
were
is very
actually
cool.
looking at an 8-meter telescope.
Developing the most sensitive instruments. And testing. And more testing.
And so you don't want to build one that's just incrementally better than what you've got. Because if that's the case, you would just observe longer on the telescope that you already got. And so every time NASA builds a new astrophysics mission, a new telescope, it needs to be way more sensitive, way more capable than anything we've ever built before.
We all got together in that conference room and we played real time as the images came down from the spacecraft. The very first diffraction limited images ever obtained with Webb, and what we collectively saw as a group was the highest resolution infrared image taken from space ever.
If you're just joining us, I'm Michelle Thaler at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, and you are watching live coverage of the release of the first science images from the James Webb Space Telescope. So it's appropriate now that I send the broadcast to our colleagues and friends at the Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore. That's the scientific nerd center of the entire Webb mission. So hello, good morning, Alex. The show is yours.
Star death. Okay.
Hey, Michelle.
Supernova.
Welcome to the Space Telescope Science Institute. I'm Alex Lockwood, and I'm here with Carl Gordon, who is an astronomer and one of the key people in delivering the images that you're going to see here today. But actually, before we get into the amazing images, we're going to talk a little bit about where we are.
I love how
We're
it
sitting here outside of the
expresses
Mission Operations Center, which is the key central hub for Webb.
Isn't
For
so
the
humble.
past 6 months, scientists and engineers have been working 24/7 since they
Okay,
took control
1
of
second,
the
guys.
telescope 30 minutes after launch to prepare for today and for the amazing science to come. Through all of the major deployments, focusing, aligning the telescope, and calibrating those 4 amazing science instruments, it was all done in this building. And from here on out, we'll have daily communications with the telescope, including sending commands and downloading data with the help of the Deep Space Network. In addition to mission operations, we are also the home of science operations. Well, what does that mean? Every year, we solicit proposals from astronomers across the country and the world for what they would like to look at with Webb. Then we hold a rigorous selection process to select the ideas that will best utilize Webb to study and understand our universe. When the data come down and astronomers analyze their results, we are the lucky ones who get to share that data and those amazing science results with you. And we knew that today was going to be so exciting with the first images, so we've actually been preparing for years. Here is Klaus Pontoppidan, project scientist for Webb and the technical lead
Yeah,
for First Images.
the stream producers haven't been prepared shit for a day.
The first images was back from 2016.
Bro, who is the producer?
So back then, a committee was created, and this committee was charged with coming up with a long list of targets for the first images. And the reason for that is that the observatory can't see the entire sky at any given time. And this is because you want to avoid the mirror seeing direct sunlight to keep it cold. And it actually had to be quite a long list. We ended up with about 70 targets, from which we had to select only a handful. You know, what would create the most beautiful images, what would highlight the instruments, the different 4 science instruments for Webb, and what would highlight the 4 major science themes for Webb. And it's a celebration as well of the beginning of science observations.
And we knew that selecting the images was just the beginning, that we would need a trained eye to take these exquisite data and pull out the beauty and the science potential. So here's Jody Pasquale and Elisa Pagan to tell you about how they processed these beautiful images.
Yes. Oh. Oh. Oh.
We're basically translating light that we can't see into light that we can see by applying color like red, green, and blue to the different filters that we have from Webb. And the reason we want to color the images is because there's actually more that you can get, more information that you can get from the image if you see it in color.
So it's a matter of picking and choosing filters and colors that enhance the details and the structure in the image itself.
The shortest wavelengths of infrared light and assign those blue colors, and then move our way down to green and red as we go to longer and longer wavelengths.
And then we additively combine those together to get our full color image.
But there is a lot of aesthetics that are involved in this. And painstakingly going through and cleaning these images up with an attention to detail, a level of detail like at the pixel level in every image.
So when I'm working on the
You just remove them, galaxy.
It is this sort of marriage between art and science. When you're choosing colors for the filters, you really are
Blood Earthers being like, NASA is manipulating the pictures. I told you.
In astronomical images, but at the end of the day, you want it to be very compelling. You want it to be very beautiful because space is beautiful.
If you saw the picture in like infrared, it will be like, let's see shit, bro. And then you see the one we saw before, and it's like, wow.
A few of us, very lucky few of us, who got to see the first images.
So this is downscaled by a factor of 4 exactly. So just to make it a little more handy, so it's actually higher resolution. So we have a team of about 30 people who are producing these images, and we feel incredibly privileged to be the ones who are the first to see these science-like images.
Just using Dell computer, let's go.
Data come down of real targets. People were speechless, and there were emotions, because we could see how amazing this observatory will be. The detail, the sharpness, the depth. And when we saw the first color images, we knew that we had a winner.
I am being like, we need to get the reactions, guys. Get the camera inside.
And now, we are ready to see Webb's first image of a star-dominant planetary nebula called the Southern Ring. Let's do it. Oof. Wow. Wow. This near-infrared image is, wow, the detail. Oh.
Is it?
Wow. Okay. Well, here we are. We have a near-infrared image.
Let the guy explain something.
Maybe you're right.
He still wants
and
to.
Here on the right, we have a near-infrared image. And so I'm here with Carl, our astronomer specialist. Can you tell us what we're looking at in these images?
Yeah.
So this is a planetary nebula. It's caused by a dying star that has expelled a large fraction of its mass over in successive waves.
Okay, so we actually see those waves in these images.
Yes.
Wow. And so there's a lot of structure. Can you tell us a little more detail about what we're looking? Maybe start with this one on the left.
Yeah. So in the NIRCam image, you see this kind of bubbly, almost foamy appearance throughout the whole nebula with some very structured shells. And this foaminess is showing up in orange mainly, and this is due to the molecular hydrogen that's newly formed in the expansion, just lighting up the gas and dust of this nebula. And then as we move inward, you see this kind of very blue haze in the inner region, and this is actually due to very hot ionized gas that emits well in the blue, that's heated by the core, the leftover very hot core of this star.
And what about these rays that I'm seeing in this image?
Right there. So there's also rays in the outer regions that you can kind of see, and these are holes in the inner nebula that are actually allowing the central star's light to come out and kind of light it up like patchy clouds with the sun shining through.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's what it looks like. That's so cool. So you're actually a mid-infrared astronomer, which is different than near-infrared. And so what can you tell us about the details in this mid-infrared image?
So it looks quite different in color. Partly because we're seeing different kinds of physics going on here. So we're actually seeing in the blue, you see a lot of blue. The blue is actually due to hydrocarbon grains that are emitting very strongly in the blue for MIRI. And they show the very similar structures to what we see in orange and NIRCam because the molecular hydrocarbon actually forms on the surface of dust grains. And so again, as we move inward, we see that the inner region is again hot ionized gas, but now it glows red because that's where it emits the strongest for MIRI wavelengths.
Okay.
And then as we go into the center, we see kind of the surprise for us, which is we knew this was a binary star, but we effectively didn't really see much of the actual star that produced the nebula. But now in MIRI, this star glows red because it has dust around it. So in MIRI, we got to see both stars very clearly.
Yeah, you can't see it in the first image really, but there's two stars there. So that's a fun surprise. And I think that there's another little Easter egg you want to tell us about?
Yeah, so this was, the Easter egg is this kind of narrow filament up in the top that's radially aligned. You can kind of see it very clearly in the MIRI image. It shows up as this blue structure, and it points very much to the central sources. So I thought, oh, this must just be a density enhancement in the outer nebula. I thought that
Please!
very strongly, but other people on the team were like, no, it's a background edge on galaxy.
Oh my
God. I made a bet that said, no, it's part of the nebula. By the way, I lost the bet because then we looked more carefully at both the NIRCam and MIRI images, and it's very clearly an edge on galaxy with a dust lane and a bulge. So I lost the bet.
Well, you lost the bet, but you got these gorgeous images, so I think it's a win for everybody. Anything else you'd like to say today?
I can't wait to see where we go from here.
Neither can I.
I want to ask them,
thanks so much.
Can they? So they still can see both of the stars. I guess it's like a small red remains after the nova.
Thank you, Alex and Carl. And I have to say that image is absolutely spectacular. So as you know, people from all over the world
only
the
external layers of the star who get released. The nucleus, the core, remains.
The people at the many viewing parties scattered around the world like stars in the night sky. So let's check in with some of them now. First, we go all the way to Perth, Australia. Do we have a signal from Perth?
You don't even have a signal
right
from
now.
yourself, bro.
Maybe we have some of our other feeds. We're going to check in with them right now. Do we have Winnipeg, Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There's Australia. There's Perth.
Yeah,
Hey.
let's go.
Waving to
Woo.
Perth, Australia. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
And next we're going to Winnipeg, Canada. Hello,
Bro,
Winnipeg.
what is this?
At a planetarium. Everybody's enjoying the show, I hope. Okay, Dayton, Ohio.
We're loving the lag. We're
Everybody's
loving
watching
it.
on the. There we go, Dayton, Ohio. Hello, everybody, Dayton. Nice to have you here with us.
I'm watching the chat.
There we go. Yes. Hey, hey, Dayton. Hey. They're jumping up and down. Hi.
Yeah, but
Okay,
back
all the
to
way,
82,000.
Bangalore, India, Bangalore.
Hey,
Hello,
no one is paying
hello,
attention.
Bangalore, India.
No one cares. Oh, that guy. Hey. That guy's like, water
Absolutely
bombing.
wonderful. Hey. Okay. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the images we're releasing. Okay, of course, NASA's family extends all over the country. The team at JPL in Pasadena, California, they're on site to celebrate with us. So hello, JPL.
Yo, what's up?
My favorite people in the world. Hey, hello. And I think the last place we're going to right now is Northrop Grumman, one of our major contractors. Hello, Northrop Grumman.
Like,
Oh, hey,
I get
all
why they
right.
do this for all the media and like
Yay.
other people are watching,
Nice to
but
see you,
bro.
Northrop Grumman. All right, now there's also a big watch party right here on the NASA Goddard campus. Many of these people have worked on the mission itself, and we also have top NASA leadership and representatives from our government. So hello, hello watch party at Goddard, yay!
A Goddard. Before it says NASA God, it just cut up.
Okay, wonderful. So, I mean, at NASA, we are so fortunate to have all of these friends and colleagues around the globe. A major partner in the Webb mission is the European Space Agency. ESA contributions have been essential to so many aspects of this project, including Webb's spectacular launch on the Ariane 5 rocket last December. I'm very pleased to turn over the show for a few minutes to Katie Haswell. She's joining me from the European Space Operations Center in Darmstadt, Germany. Hello, Katie. Good afternoon.
Galaxy up next. Let's go. What is this? Germany. Yeah, let's go.
Thanks, Michelle.
Who's talking?
Thank you, Michelle, and welcome to Germany. We're at the European
It's
Space
no place. I'm
Agency's
still getting all kinds of
Operations
IFB from lots of
Center. It's where the teams effectively fly the satellites. They're a little bit of a cross between
The audio
air
is so out of
controllers
sync.
and,
Hello?
pilots. We have lots of different control rooms here. This is the main control room, and as you can see,
Let's
today, it's
put
not used to. We've
subtitles.
been lucky enough to move in here for today. I have two very special experts with me, both scientists from the European Space Agency. Giovanna Giardino is a near-spec scientist. Giovanna has been working on that for many years and lots to tell us about that. And Mark McCaughrean is a special advisor for space, for science and exploration. These two guys have been working on the Webb Space Telescope for a long time, so we're very grateful to have you with us. Thanks, folks.
Pleasure.
We are excited to reveal our image with you. But before we do that, we thought we'd give you a little bit of background, because we've come here today because these guys were the first ones to pick up the signal during the Webb launch, when Webb first launched. They run a system called S-Track, which is NASA's deep space tracking system, and they were listening out when Webb called home. And the controllers here have been looking after a whole very, very impressive list of missions since 1968. ESA has played a very, very important role during the Webb for the Webb Space Telescope. They provided the launch on board the awesome Ariane 5 launch vehicle from the Guiana Space Center. The atmosphere in the Mission Control Center was electric, I can tell you. I was there. They've also provided people. We have 15 ESA scientists working at Space Telescope in Baltimore, and also they have provided the infrared spectrograph, the near-infrared spectrograph, and also half of the MIRI instrument, which is the mid-infrared instrument. Let's take a look at those now.
Webb's 4 scientific instruments include NIRSPEC, the near-infrared spectrograph led by ESA. NIRSPEC splits near-infrared light from astronomical objects into its components. Like a barcode, this will help scientists understand the physics of the objects they're observing, from their temperature to atomic makeup. NIRSPEC can observe parts of an object or the sky using an image slicer and an array of microscopic shutters. Webb's integrated science instrument module, located behind the main mirror, also contains MIRI, a mid-infrared camera and spectrograph. Seen here during testing, MIRI's been developed by a partnership between Europe and the US. MIRI detects mid-infrared light from planets, stars and galaxies. It can analyse molecules to help us deduce what astronomical objects are made of and peer into clouds of gas and dust where stars and planets are born. Together, these instruments will help Webb detect and analyse light from the very dawn of time, revealing the universe as never before.
So let's get ready to reveal our image. And remember that one of Webb's jobs is to find out about galaxies, more about the galaxies, but also to help us to understand how they change. And this image is going to be very, very useful for that. Let's reveal it now. There it is. It's called Stephan's Quintet, and it's wondrous. Giovanna, what are we looking at?
Yes, like it's a quintet, so we are looking
now,
at 5
the stream quality is shit, so I'm gonna download the pictures from NASA website after the stream because they're gonna publish them, and we're gonna take a look at them like better because you can't see shit here.
And in fact, we live in one of them, the Milky Way. And here we see 5 of them. This is a closer galaxy in the foreground. And these 4 are at a distance of about 300 million light years from us. And they're locked in a close interaction, a sort of cosmic dance driven by the gravitational force. You can see here these 2 in a process of merging within each other. This is a very important image, an area to study, because it really shows the type of interaction that drives the evolution of galaxies. That's the mechanism of galaxies' growth.
I love this image of the cosmic dance moving through each other. Mark, there's a lot going on, though, in this image, isn't there?
There is. So this is a near-infrared image.
I mean, Andromeda's coming. Oh my god.
Interaction that drives the evolution of galaxies. That's the mechanism of galaxies' growth.
I love this image of the cosmic dance moving through
in
each
this
other.
region. And then when we look in the
there's
background
a lot going
here,
on, though, in this
we
image,
see
isn't
there is. So this is a near-infrared image.
Bro, why is the stream from their website working? Hold up. Holy fuck.
Snowflake structures that you see here, those are nearby stars, but in the corner and around the edges, we see galaxies which are much, much more distant, much further away. So similar in some sense to the ones that we saw earlier on in that deep field. And so this image actually takes us from the nearby galaxy, our own Milky Way, through these galaxies which are evolving today all the way to the distant universe. And in a way, it captures cosmic evolution of galaxies over those 13.8 billion years.
So we have another image, don't we, that we can look at?
So if we strip away the near-infrared view there of the stars predominantly, now in the mid-infrared with MIRI alone, we see mostly gas and dust. So we see the same galaxies again, the 2 merging, and then we also see something very interesting up at the top here, because this top galaxy has something new and bright in the middle of it. And Giovanna, tell us what that is.
Yeah, that's an active black hole. We cannot see the black hole itself, but we see the material swirling around, being swallowed by these sort of cosmic monsters, and this gas gets heated to extremely high temperature as it falls onto the black hole, and it becomes very bright. In fact, this is outshines the galaxy. Here we see luminosity that are 40 billion times the luminosity of our suns. It's really, really bright. And with NIRSPEC, we can zoom into this area, and we have this technology that allows us to take thousands of images at different wavelength channels. So see this distribution of the gas, what's going on in the gas in different regions of this core area, and understand the composition of the gas, the velocities, the temperature. So that's very important to understand
All
physics.
of this.
So
this
it's,
woman.
it's giving us so much information, and it just shows the power
She's
of this
so eloquent.
telescope. Mark, this is just the beginning, though, isn't it?
I think that's a very important takeaway from today. You know, these are like pictures just taken over a period of 5 days, and every 5 days we're getting more data, which will contribute more in that direction. It's a culmination of decades of work, but it's just the beginning of decades. And you know what we've seen today with these images is essentially that we're ready now. This telescope is working fantastically well, and you know, to borrow a phrase from a famous rock musician, you know, we're ready to turn this telescope up to 11. It really is time. It's fantastic.
Thank you very much indeed, both of you. Back to you, Michelle.
Let's go. Okay, last picture. Is what was it?
Thanks, Katie. It was so great to have
Starbird.
your colleagues with us on this historic day. So before we get to the fifth and final image reveal of the day, it cannot be said enough that an achievement like the James Webb Space Telescope is something bigger than any one of us. It's bigger than any organization, any country. This truly takes a planet. Webb belongs to all of us.
What's up, Pauline?
And starting today, the discoveries start, and they're not going to stop. This is just the beginning. We've said several times throughout the broadcast that the Webb mission is about people. And during the construction of the Great Telescope, people started to see themselves in it, literally. Day after day, people visited the observation window at NASA Goddard. And looking through the glass, they snapped selfies of themselves reflected in the gigantic golden mirror. These photos are actual reflections of the enormous human investment and the emotional commitment that brought this mission to life. And now, years later, that mission is finally collecting light from the earliest days of the universe, all the way to worlds in our own solar system. It's the same mirror that reflected the many faces who see themselves as part of the journey to understand our shared origins. Let's stop for a moment and appreciate the people behind Webb.
Yes, let's do it. I appreciate everyone who worked on this. Let's go.
Okay.
This stream has been a blast. Polygon. It's been really funny. Alright, Starbird. Now I'm really curious about this one. These shits makes my people, bro. With all technical problems NASA has been getting during this stream.
Webb's deputy project scientist, is here with me today to share the
I just
final
been miming all the time.
day. So Amber, it is so good to see you. How are you feeling?
Oh, so great, so exciting. What a great day this is.
Look at Amber.
So one of the things that we're going to do is before we get to the final image, the James Webb Space Telescope has taken us all over the universe today. So let's do a quick review of where we've been so far. So Jane Rigby got us rolling today with an extraordinary new deep field image, showing us one of the farthest views of the universe.
I love that.
Yeah, this image really does demonstrate that JWST can do exactly what we've designed it to do.
Yes. And the Canadian Space Agency
she's much more natural.
WASP
The others were like,
where the team has detected evidence of atmospheric water.
We are.
And here again, we're seeing the incredible efficiency of this observatory. We're able to do these kind of measurements in a fraction of the time that we're able to.
This is the first picture they showed.
And then we zipped up the road from NASA Goddard to the Space Telescope Science Institute, where Alex and Carl showed us the exquisite Southern Ring Nebula, a mixing bowl of stellar matter around a pair of dying stars.
Yeah, and I'm just blown away by the level of detail we can see, like in the outer part of this nebula. It's incredible.
Wow. Okay. After that, it was off to Germany, where the European Space Agency wowed us
doing that quick
with pictures
recap?
of galaxies interacting and mixing together.
Right, and this image, again, it's incredible because it's showing us one of these fundamental processes of the universe, how galaxies merge together, and we're able to learn about these processes in a brand new way.
So the Webb team has a lot to cheer about right now. So across the campus, there's this big watch party, and we can feel the excitement all the way from over here. So let's join that celebration now. We're back with Senior Project Scientist John Mather, along with the head of NASA's Science Mission Directorate, Thomas Zurbuchen. Hello.
Where are the lights? Turn on the lights, guys. It's so dark. Oh, there you go.
So, John, we looked around the world and we're the only ones with a cheerleading crew right over there. That's amazing. Look, you've been with this mission for decades. How do you feel today?
I am so thrilled and so relieved. This was so hard, and it took so long. It's just impossible to convey how hard it really was. That we risked so much to say we're going to go do this, and it's so near impossible, but we did it.
Yeah, there are thousands of ways this can go wrong.
Yes.
Many of them, we worried about and frankly feared even after launch. I have to tell you, I was really, really nervous. And, it's almost like athletics for me. You always get to know the team when they're on the field. And on the field, they were right after this launch, and they were perfect.
They absolutely were. And I really wasn't worried, but maybe I should have been.
Yeah, that's difference between the two of us. I always worry. I always tell everybody I'm paid to worry, frankly, and that's good. What we want to do, though, is just really thank the team again. Of course, we heard Bill and Scott and Greg talking about the team that is there. I think what's also important is to recognize that Bernie is sitting there. He was the first manager. I was sitting there. Could you stand up? And I want to mention that Phil Sabelhaus, who is a manager also during that time, is no longer with us, but his heart is with us today.
Yeah. The real Slim Shady.
I have to tell you, John, after each one of these milestones, I called a lot of people. I called Bernie, for example, and I called people who had my job and people who are administrators, because there's many of them. And I just wonder how you feel about the team. Just give you the word here.
I am just so thrilled that we had a privilege to assemble such a brilliant team. We drew from the best of the best, and here we are. So my extreme deep thanks go to all the people who built that team, not only to Bernie, who started us and helped us build up all the technology, to Phil, who made sure we would have a plan.
The biggest, best of best
have quite enough
human
money,
brains.
Bill, who pulled it all together and made it get all the way to the end. I am so thrilled that we had so much talent to draw on. And here we are, we have the support of the country and the world to take on this immense challenge.
You know what I'm most excited about? There's tens of thousands of scientists, and frankly, some of them just got born or not even born, who are benefiting from this amazing telescope, because it will be with us for decades.
It will be.
That?
We have.
I don't know about decades,
5 years to get here since.
Didn't they say James Webb operational time was going to be like 10 years or something?
We are in a sense of these images.
Yeah. The string we did last year when they launched the telescope, I think they mentioned that.
We're thanking them.
I don't remember
John,
the exact
thanks to all of you.
lapse of time.
To Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Thomas. And this entire collection continues to just absolutely astound me. Okay, Amber, so here it is. Can you walk us through
Maybe
the final
two very
image
smart
reveal?
people get together. They're like,
absolutely. Here we go.
that's how it works. Oh!
The last image is, wow, look at that. So, Amber, can you tell us a bit about what we're seeing here?
Of course. This stunning vista of the cosmic cliffs of the Carina Nebula reveals new details about this vast stellar nursery. Today, for the first time, we're seeing brand new stars that were previously completely hidden from our view.
There's something you want to point out here?
Absolutely. So honestly, it took me a while to even figure out what to call out in this image. There's just so much going on here. It's so beautiful. One thing that really stands out to me is you sort of get this sense of depth and texture from this new data. There's a lot going on. To call out a few specifics, first of all, in general, the Carina Nebula is a nearby star-forming region within our own Milky Way galaxy, about 7,600 light years away. And in this view, we see some great examples, first of all, of hundreds of new stars that we've never seen before. We see examples of bubbles and cavities and jets that are being blown out by these newborn stars. We even see some galaxies sort of lurking in the background up here. We see examples of structures that, honestly, we don't even know what they are. Like, what's going on here? The data is just so rich.
And there's something really special about the infrared. Infrared can actually see deeper into these star-forming regions.
Absolutely. That's one of the great things about infrared, is it really does reveal what's going on here in a really cosmic sense. And in general, what's happening in sort of this overall landscape is we have these gigantic, hot, young stars up here to the top of this rim, and the radiation and stellar winds from those stars is sort of pushing down and running into all of this. This is gas and dust, and of course we know that gas and dust is great raw material for newborn stars and baby planets. But there's a flip side to this story, and also a little bit of a mystery, because these same processes can serve to sort of erode away this material and stop star formation. So we have this sort of delicate balance going on of new stars being formed, but at the same time, the star formation is being halted. And for me, when I see an image like this, I can't help but think about scale. You know, every dot of light we see here is an individual star, not unlike our sun, and many of these likely also have planets. And it just reminds me that, you know, our sun and our planets, and ultimately us, were formed out of the same kind of stuff that we see here.
We are.
We humans really are connected to the universe. We're made of the same stuff in this beautiful landscape.
And actually, the Carina Nebula was one of my favorite images from Hubble. So Hubble looked at this as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah. The Hubble image of this is also spectacular. We saw it in a different kind of light when Hubble took an image of this particular nebula. And then you can see amazing things with Hubble, but when we zoom in to this new image, we're able to see so much more detail. And of course, all of us, you know, I grew up on Hubble, and all of us love Hubble. And I'm so excited to see what these two amazing observatories are able to do really in tandem with each other.
Thank you so much. And again, congratulations. It's been a pleasure to be working on this with you. I'm just amazed by what's been going on.
I am too. Thank you.
So as we're wrapping up,
so sweet.
One of the things that I really have to say is the journey that we've been going on is so very dramatic for me. So we've gone all the way from the birth of stars, and we got all the way from the distant galaxies to the birth of stars. This is where we all began. This was the whole point of the James Webb Space Telescope, to figure out our origins from the very, very early days of the universe to star and planet formation very nearby. So right now I'm very honored to have our last special guest. This is the administrator of NASA, Bill Nelson. An honor to be with you, sir.
Hey, what a pleasure. What a banner day. It's clear that Webb represents the best of NASA. It maintains our ability to propel us forward for science, for risk-taking, for inspiration. And we don't want to ever stop exploring the heavens, nor stop daring to take another step forward for humanity. In the words of the famous Carl Sagan, somewhere something incredible is waiting to be known. I think those words are becoming reality.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Michelle.
An honor to have you here. Thank you very much.
They always be a reality.
Wow.
They always be.
This is a celebration for all humanity. If you've ever looked up at the night sky and wonder, whoever you are, wherever you are, this is your telescope. And we also salute the thousands of people who have dedicated part of their lives to making Webb a reality. I also want to give a big shout out for the superb media team who's helped bring Webb story to the world. This broadcast is a joint effort of the superstar producers, animators, and social media specialists at the Canadian Space Agency, ESA, NASA, and especially the Goddard Space Flight Center. Webb captures light in distant colors that the eye can't see, and you've actually made this visible to the world. So finally, if you go to nasa.gov/Webb1stimages, you can download all of the images and data we've just shown in full resolution, and check back often. From now on, we share new discoveries from exciting new destinations around the universe. July 12th, 2022 marks a huge day for science, and it's only just the beginning. For everyone at CSA, ESA, and NASA, I'm so very pleased you could join us. I'm Michelle Thaler. Go Webb.
I get emotional, guys. She's getting emotional too. Look at her. You got the spark. Bro, this is so cool. Like, You. Is that it? GG? Is there more? Credits? Roll the credits. The production. Oh my God. What is happening? Holy shit. 2013, guys. They're tweeting. They're using Twitter, guys. Who was your favorite person on the stream? From like hosting or talking? Honestly, Amber was really sweet. What is Mastodon? What is that? Well, let's take a look, right? Let's take a look. Oh, I see. The mirroring instrument Arise of NASA 2013. Holy shit, man. Damn. So they had to have this technology back like 10 years ago to build it already. Like, that's crazy. Man. I'm so glad that just at least the telescope works. Like, any mistake you couldn't fix it. So yeah, let's go image by image. I don't know if I guess the stream isn't finished. Is it? I mean, there's not gonna be more like talking or presentation. This is just like videos. I'm gonna watch like 2-3 more minutes to see if something happens, but if nothing happens, we're gonna go picture by picture again. Higher resolution this time than on the stream, because the stream pictures they showed, it was like very blurry and pixelated. So yeah. This is crazy how they mounted, like, the amount of precision. I don't remember that picture. Eyeball veins? Was that a thing? Did they take a picture of that somehow with any telescopes? Okay, so this one, first images. One. Wait, how do I watch the other one? How do I go to the next picture? Wait, they put the link. They put the link, right? NASA. Galleries, topic. First image. First images. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so this is the last one they showed. There you go. This is, yeah. Let me actually just so put it like on perspective, I guess. Okay, let me maybe center to screen, maybe. Huge. What the hell am I moving? No! I'm moving something that I want to move. This one. Wait, why can I not move this picture? Oh. There you go. So big, bro. It's it. Maybe transform and wait, hold up. Fit to screen? Yeah, fit to screen is better. Okay, so yeah, this looks a lot better. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, let's see here. I wonder if there's any methods with the instruments they have to do like layers of deepness. You know what I mean, guys? So that'll be really cool. Like, imagine you have Photoshop, right? And you have a. Imagine you could see this picture. This picture is 2 dimensions, right? Imagine you could see it 3 dimensions in terms of like, you could turn like this and then see how deep it goes, right? Because obviously you can see the cloud of gas and the stars behind it, like many million years, light years away. So I wonder if they could do like layers of deepness, as in, show me what is like in the range of 100 light years. Show me what is in the range of 1,000 light years. Show me only what is in you know what I mean, guys? I'm not sure if that's possible though. Like, so you only see the things that are like, you only see the cloud and the stars that are forming in the cloud, and you ignore all the stars on the background. So you get an idea of like all the, for example, the very most shiny dots, like the middle left top. Do you see that yellow shiny and then the blue shiny? They're doing this. Like, I wonder how far are those? Do you know what I mean? Like, are those like on the cloud deepness, or are those like very far away? Because seeing this picture, you have no idea of like how far is what. You know what I mean? Because I would like to know which stars are forming in the cloud and which stars are way beyond behind the cloud. You know what I mean? Because this way I don't know. So you get an idea of which stars are forming in the cloud. But yeah, I'm not sure if that's possible. Maybe measuring the wavelength, and then you will have to have some very computer analyzing and image processing, discarding layers or making layers. Maybe they could do that actually. I don't know, but that would be really cool, to be honest. Yeah, this picture is very. It obviously reminds of the famous, what was the name? The columns of creation. Columns. What was the picture? The pillars of creation, right? It's kind of similar. And it's also called the pillars of creation because it's again a picture of the Hubble with a cloud gas and stars forming from the gas, right? Yeah, so this is kind of the same, but with the James Webb, the quality, like, is many times better. Okay, let's look at a different picture. Let's see. We have Stefan's quintet. Holy shit, look at the definition, boys. What the fuck? Wait, can I do this? Wait, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, it's good. We can see it here. All right, cool. Now this picture, again, quintet. So that means there are 5 galaxies dancing with each other. So I'm guessing, can you see my mouse? Can I capture my mouse? Capture cursor. There you go. You can see it now. Yeah. So now I can point. So we have 1 galaxy here. 1, 2, right? 2. Now these are 2 galaxies dancing with each other, right? 2, 3, and 4, I'm guessing. Or is this 1? No, because, and I guess this is the last one, right? This is the fifth. The 5th galaxy, I guess. Yeah. So yeah. Now again, my question is, are they really gravitating towards each other? Some kind of like they Or it could be, imagine you see this galaxy right here, right? The one on the left. Imagine you see this guy. And then this one, the one on the top right, imagine this one is like, I don't know, 1,000 light years deeper, right? Because again, you are seeing 2D. In 2D, it's really hard to tell deepness, right? It's like, imagine we can see it in 3 dimensions because we have 2 eyes looking in 2 perspectives, right? So the brain is like, oh, okay, I'm seeing this image here and I'm seeing this image here, so I'm gonna measure the 2 images. I'm gonna tell you this door is 1 meter ahead of you and this chair is 5 meters away, right? That's how the brain construct the deepness, you see, right? But you are not seeing deepness, you're seeing fucking 2D. But since you have 2 different cameras, 2 different eyes, the brain is like, oh, I can tell how far things are. But now when you see this in 2 dimensions, you cannot tell how far things are. For example, imagine this for a second. This galaxy right here, this one right here, could be farther than this one. This one could be closer. Now, by logic, you'll be, no, it's smaller. Smaller objects are usually farther. But what if this one was really fucking close, like here on the eye, and this one was really far, but it was fucking humongous. You know what I mean? So it could be this one is closer than this one. It depends on perspective, distance, and on size, right? That's how you do the finger and the moon trick, right? Like, my finger is bigger than the moon, right? If you put it very close, but if you put it really far, yeah, you get what I mean. Our eyes are wired backwards and their eyes to compensate. Yeah. I mean, the brain does the job. The only problem with the brain is sometimes you trick yourself and you see things that are not really there. The brain is not perfect, has many flaws. That's why visual tricks, or like how do you call them, illusions, visual illusions or whatever, are, I think, right? It's a trick to the mind. It's a trick to the eye. It's more to the mind, to the brain, to be honest, because you are saying that, but your brain is telling you those visual illusions. You guys know what I mean, right? If I'm playing Squid Eyes, I don't know. Oh, well, you can test it. I don't know, but yeah, let's see another picture. What the hell am I doing? Yeah. Okay, so we saw the Carina's nebulas and Stefan's quintet. Let's go to Southern Ring Nebula. So this is the star death. Some stars save the best for last. That's what she said. Okay. Let's go here. So now this is the visual line, the light wavelength reconstruction they made. Like, this is not what the telescope sees, I believe, right? What the telescope sees is more like the infrared wavelength, you see, which is this one. So from this one they infer this, which is more like what we will see. I remember, the only reason our species see what we see is because our sun, our star, radiates light, or radiates, let's say, emits radiation in that particular 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers. If it was a different star with a different energy, radiation from like 200 to 400, or from 700 to 900, our vision will be totally different. So that's why our instruments have to cover all all the radiation, right? The radiation is there are many types. So, anyways, done with the science class. Let me see. So again, they talk about the layers, right? Like you can see different waves. Like, so I wonder if when a star dies, imagine a star dying, right? Like, will that be like a 1 second event? It will be like boom. That will take like, probably in human terms, that'll take centuries, right? It's not like a boop, yeah. It's more like a watching watching a bomb or like a nuclear explosion in slow motion. Like slow motion, I'm talking about hundreds of years, or maybe decades, or I don't know, or maybe thousands of years. I don't know the time. So in that time, maybe the star is like bubbling, like bloop, 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 and all those small bloop, bloops it makes, because it's so unstable, right? Like it's trying to compensate the gravity from the material from collapsing itself, right? From the material escaping itself. Like a balance is breaking, right? So when it's consumed all the material, or most of it, maybe it does like small shock waves, small like flares, like, you know, like, and then, yeah, I don't know how that works, to be honest. I'm just saying maybe because I'm ignorant. I don't know about this stuff so that much. I'm just guessing. Could it be like that, or could it be just like, nope, you know? And then if we go to the infrared, yeah, they talk about why the colors are like that, because the molecules, components, right? They're there. And then here, they knew this star was like a binary system, it was like 2 stars. So I'm guessing the red one, I think they said, is the one that exploded. I think, I'm not sure. Yeah, I was not paying much attention at that moment, and the stream was cutting so much. So I think when a star dies, right? Like when a star dies, it can it be like a nova, like a normal explosion if it's like a no average size, right? It could be a supernova if it's like a huge star, right? But that's not very common. And then, are there stars that don't explode at all? Are there stars that are like, okay, they just shrink and they just become like a small red that radiates like very lightly? You know what I mean, guys? Like they're not burning much material. It's like a very dim. The red giant, not red giants. I'm talking about. Let me look for the name. What is the name? Let's see. Types of stars. Red dwarf. Could be a red dwarf. But I'm not sure if this is like a star, like a formation, or after it dies. Because I remember watching something about the sun, right? When the sun dies, right? And then the sun will like explode. But even if it explodes, a little bit of the core will remain, right? I think. Or it will just, all the material, everything, 100% of the material will just go like this. I'm not sure. Brown dwarf? I'm not sure. So maybe this is a remaining, and this is the other star that didn't explode. Bro, imagine having a couple, right? And just go supernova on you. and you're just next to it. You're just like taking the shit, like, oh my god, you know. Yeah, that would be funny. Next. We could read the news like more, but you can, if you are that interested, you can just go to the website and read it by yourself. Wasp 96b. Sure. Hot gas giant exoplanet. So like this said, this is like a Jupiter-sized planet that is orbiting a star. I don't remember how far from Earth. And it's as close as Mercury, they said, or something like that, right? So it's like a very big planet, very close to a star. So it's easier for them to analyze that data. Like that's the easiest exoplanet. And then from there you go more like Earth-like planets, like looking closer. But yeah, this is good for calibration, I guess. I don't know how they work. Okay, so, and then here we can see, let me go deeper into the graphic. So we have amount of light blocked, parts per million. Okay, and then wavelength of the light, microns. Hold up. Okay. Like UM. Okay. From 0.75 microns to 2.75 microns. And every data, this is the data, every measure, boop, 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 then they make the line, right? The thing I don't get is you're blocking, okay, so you're blocking the light and you're getting this. Also, okay, they're measuring water only. I guess they're not measuring any other element? And like they said, this is like a very gas, steamy water. It's like it's like a gas planet, a Jupiter, but even like half the density. So it's like a gas. It's floating, but it has water. But yeah, it's like a. Like I don't know. I'm not very good at analyzing this, to be honest. Like sure, light was blocked. I would like to know more about the scale of the wavelength because I didn't use this. I like the way I studied this at university. It was a little bit different than this scale they're using here, so I'm not very familiar. Yeah. And then the last one is SMAX 0723. This one is the one we already saw, but let's check it again. I guess this is the most mind-blowing, right? And this is the one they released yesterday. I don't know why they released yesterday, bro. It would have been better if they just released everything today. That's why I was waiting. I was waiting to do this stream for like 2 weeks. Since they announced the stream for the release of the first images. I was so excited. But yeah. It was a really good stream. Like this is life changing. But yeah, the lag was a bit unfortunate, but it's fine. Like holy shit, man. Like I said, I wonder, I don't know, like, you can talk about this picture for hours. I wonder if they could measure the how they're traveling, like away from us, closer, you know, like if they turn red, if they turn blue. So many galaxies. Holy shit. And then the lens distortion, right? Like being stretched. Like I wonder why some of them look stretched even there is nothing in front. I guess I don't really know how that works. Like for example, this one, right? When I'm putting my mouse over. Like they should, if this is the case, there should be like a massive something here. And then the light that is coming to you is like it's in a curve, right? We're gonna see the multiverse, yeah. We're seeing it right there. Multiverse confirmed. Holy sh. Well, guys, that was a very exciting stream and very exciting news. And like they said, this is just the beginning. This is like 1 week of taking pictures. We're gonna have like this is not just for the oh wow so many. No, from here you can gather so much data, like exoplanets. They talk about stars, galaxies far away, close, our own galaxy. And they're gonna be so much data collecting. It's gonna be telling you, the next 5-10 years we're gonna have tons of scientific discoveries, and it's gonna be crazy. So I'm really happy, really excited for what's coming. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. Been here for a couple of hours now. I also had this video, this one I was gonna watch before the stream, but we didn't have time. It's called How James Webb Instruments Work and What They Will Show Us, from the channel Launchpad Astronomy. And I was watching this video before a little bit. I watched like 3-4 minutes. It's 20 minutes only, it's not too long. But yeah, I was watching it, it was really cool. They explain all the instruments.
Unused or
Field of view,
still
cooling down,
warm with heaters,
and they have so many. They have such cool animations to show you how they work. Like the visual helps a lot.
about a month after the sun shield was deployed. That's
and then this guy explained it so well.
Because it images at shorter wavelengths, NIRCam will produce.
Yeah, this video is pretty cool.
Entering the spectrograph. About how
this is all the different, all these sections you can see on the video down here are all the different instruments.
With some spectroscopic capability of each star. First of its kind, 4-staged, closed. Remember that the longer the wavelength, the lower the resolution gets. Still, with a 6.5.
This video I'm gonna watch after. But yeah, guys, I will see you later tomorrow. I had to finish this chorus game, man. I just got into Hand Showdown and I'm just playing that shit all day. But I still have to finish a few Game Pass games. Let's put some Luffy in the background, I guess. We're chilling, guys. We're chilling. Yeah, I know that, Pauline. Like, every time I learn something new and I try to remember something I learned, I'm like, what? I forgot. I need to. But it's good to practice and good to train. Because even if you keep learning, you also practice memory retaining. So it can help to even retain more information at the end, believe it or not. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to talk about video games in this stream. Let's keep it on the science aspect. Yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for watching, and I really enjoyed this. I hope you too, and many more discoveries to come.